Hello, my beautiful friends. Thanks for joining me again. If you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Tanya and coming out of Aradia's closet to help you create, cultivate, and live a more magical life. Today is the wrap up of my 90-day paradigm shift challenge. And I say wrap up because the 90th day has come and gone. It's been a long, strange trip. It really has. And I wrote some notes because there's a few things that I don't want to miss covering. I want to talk about what is a paradigm, what is a paradigm shift, and what the challenge itself was all about. So first, what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a collection of thoughts, behaviors, and perceptions that dictate your feelings, actions, and results. Okay? A collection of thoughts, behaviors, and perceptions that dictate your feelings, actions, and results. So what is a paradigm shift then? Think of a paradigm shift as a change from one way of thinking to another. So now you have a different collection of thoughts, behaviors, and perceptions to dictate your feelings, actions, and results, right? A new collection of thoughts, behaviors, and perceptions to dictate your feelings, actions, and results. Okay? So the challenge was to shift my paradigm. A belief is a collection of thoughts that you keep thinking, right? And if you believe something to be so, it's because of the way that you've been thinking. So my life, although great, really, I have a great life. I want it to be better. Doesn't everybody, right? Continue to level up, get better and better every day. So I set forth a 90-day challenge using Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich as my jump off point. And so he says a couple of things to do here. First, well, there's two things that I wanted to cover to change in my life. I wanted to change my love situation and my financial situation. So first, I want to talk about my financial situation. Stay tuned because the love situation, there's some highlights there. So in this book, he gives you directions on how to shift your paradigm, basically. The first thing financially is to write down the exact amount of money that you want, right? And what you're going to give in return for it, the date that you plan to have this money, the plan by which you're going to make it happen. And then you take all of that and you put it into a statement of purpose. And if you've been following along, you know that I've got my statement of purpose over here on my command center area. Then what you want to do is read that statement of purpose twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening before you go to bed. Put that, so it says to do those two things, put it immediately into action. So day one, right, I started with my copy of the book. I started with a budget planner, and I had my command center here, and I have my Disney quote for inspiration, right? I was all set to go on day one. And I sat down and I made a video and I made it happen. Day two, day three, day four, all wonderful things. I had such momentum going. And then about a month into the challenge, my daughter, Erin, faced some difficulties in her life. And then I had to actually cancel a trip and help her out, and things just kind of started going wonky from there. About a month after that, we made the decision to have my granddaughter, Jacqueline, come and stay with me for the summer. So this is in the middle of my paradigm shift challenge, right? Where I live by myself and have all the time in the world, all the quiet and all the room. Throw in a baby, and here I am trying to make all this happen. And again, if you follow along with me, I also had some challenges with work. I do mostly independent contractor work. And so that was shifting. I had some contracts ending. I had some contracts beginning, and work just kind of went crazy. And that was a result of a bunch of the spells that I was casting, because I was just casting all kinds of money spells and get out of debt spells and wish fulfillment spells. And then all of a sudden, the universe said, okay, here you go, path of least resistance. We're going to throw all this work at you. And then I was thrown off kilter with that. I didn't know what to do. And so I made a decision to cut back on work. I settled on one contract for the summer. I do sales and merchandising for a souvenir company, which is fabulous because I live, in Pensacola, Florida. So it's a super great area to sell souvenirs, right? Tourist destination and all that. And then, so I still kind of kept going with the videos and I kept going, but then I realized that taking care of my granddaughter after having my other kids, my kids are grown, right? And so I was totally out of touch with how to have a baby. So that was a bit challenging. And so my videos got less and less and less. All the momentum that I had just kind of sputtered out. It just kind of sputtered out. So if you're wondering, if you've been following along with me and you've been wondering where I've been just working and taking care of the baby and trying to find that foothold of making it all happen so I could jump back on the train of momentum that I was on when I started the challenge. So let's see. So I have a tendency to ramble because I get nervous. But so that's what's going on. I started the 90-day challenge with such momentum and it was really great and I had all these plans, and then work changed and then my living situation changed and my granddaughter came to live with me, and I've been struggling ever since. So I'm actually in a good point now, which is why I'm able to come to you with this last video, because I've got it all worked out. Finally, it just took like 3.5 months to get it all worked out, but I finally have got it all worked out. And the financial situation is leveling off. And a couple of spells that I cast were like a banished debt spell, which that is coming to its conclusion too. I also cast a bunch of love spells, and with everything changing, that was probably not the best time to cast those spells, because let me tell you what, those worked about as well as my money spells, and the love situation kind of get a little out of control there too. So it's time to refocus, and I'm going to be launching a new series of spells, videos that will be on my YouTube channel about love. So stay tuned for that. If you tried any of my spells on money, let me know how those worked out for you. And if you're looking for some love spells, like I said, that's the next thing that I'm going to be focusing on. So stay tuned for that. That's about all I got to say. Like I said, it's been a challenge. The 90-day challenge has been a really, really hard challenge, and it's like 120 days now, but I've wrapped it up. And I've written a new statement of purpose, and I've put forth a new set of goals. I don't think I'm going to do a 90-day challenge over it though, but I will set forth little challenges for myself here and there. For instance, my very first challenge for myself is to put out content on my YouTube channel, because what I'm shooting for is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And I am so happy because my YouTube channel really is growing. I mean, everything has been positive. I've gotten some really great feedback from everyone, and I keep gaining subscribers. And so I'm really excited about this next leg of the journey. And my major goal is to be a full-time YouTube influencer by the end of the year. So let's cross our fingers on that one, that the momentum that I gain keeps going. And I think it's kind of like a snowball effect, right? And or a snowman, you roll that ball up until it gets this big, and you roll the next ball up and it gets that big, and you put it there, and you keep building on that different momentum until you have a snowman. So I am going to be a YouTube influencer by the end of the year. And you can help me out by spreading the word. Like I said, I'm looking to gain 1,000 subscribers is my next goal, and 4,000 watch hours. And I will definitely announce that when that happens, because I want to actually do some kind of special celebration for that when that happens. And I'll let you know, because I want to include you guys in on that, because you guys are so great. I've had so much support from everyone. I really have. And I thank you so much for it. You guys are so beautiful. Stay awesome, and stay tuned for what's next.